All hail, Lord Alpha Wolf. Alright, so we are going to talk about carbs. Get a little knowledge to you guys today, a gem or two, a real quick one. So right now, tired as shit. I just filmed a fight video, which is going to be fucking sick. And I just did that flex down physique update. Whew. Haven't even eaten yet. It's been what? My last meal was, I think, I was eating late last night. I was up editing some other stuff. Got a lot of projects. I was up to about 4 in the morning. But the last time I ate was about 12:30. So it's now almost 2 o'clock. So that's well over 12 hours. Pretty nice little intermittent fasting. So that's what I'm doing to keep myself lean. I'm implementing some intermittent fasting, but at the same time, it's not the full intermittent fast because I'm eating beyond that eating window. It fluctuates. It's a day-by-day thing. I'm just taking parts of it. So I'm going to be eating pretty much within the next 30 minutes. Go in there and make me up a burger. Going to have 2 servings of ground beef. The breading is like 110 calories. No cheese because I'm out of cheese. I need to go pick up mustard, but I don't know. I still got enough. I'm trying to squeeze the last little life out of that bottle. I don't feel like going out right now. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm on a lean bulk. So I'm trying to keep the physique as aesthetic as possible while I'm adding muscle and strength. I'm working on a program right now. I'm going to be coming out with this soon. I don't want to rush it because it's not all about the money. It is a business, but I want this program to be good. So I'm not just going to try to rush some shit out and say, okay, next week going to be a program. No, it's going to take a little time. But right now I'm implementing some powerlifting and some hypertrophy training. Hypertrophy. Blah, 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 blah. It's all just rep ranges, man. What it all comes down to is your diet, how much you're eating. Now there is, when it comes to working out, there is some truth behind it. When it comes to heavier weights, lower reps versus lighter weights and higher reps. But strength is all relative. It's all in the same realm. It's all about the amount of work you put in, the amount of stress you put on the muscles, the amount of tissue that you break down. That's what it all boils down to. The thing that separates a powerlifter from a bodybuilder is body fat percentages. You know what I mean? Most powerlifters like to have that extra energy in them, that extra amount of carbs, which means if you kind of eat a lot of carbs, you're going to be eating foods that have a lot of fat. And powerlifters tend to not really care about diet. So when they're eating these foods high in carbohydrates, because the immediate energy for all that powerlifting is coming from the carbs. But a sacrifice that's being made with that is you're going to get in well over 100 grams of fat per day in those meals. So they're just putting on the weight. And after a while they look like a big fluff ball with a big stomach. But under all that fat and fluff is a lot of muscle mass, a lot of strong muscle mass. You can still be a power lifter and be lean at the same time. That's what I want to say. It's easy. You just have to watch the amount of fats you put in. You're gonna have to stick to things that are more dense in carbohydrates. Things like, I haven't eaten too many of those rice patties that everyone likes to eat, but I'm pretty sure those are not so high in fat, pretty high in carb. Another thing is pretzels. Pretzels very low in fat and very high in carb. So just filling up on things, and fruit, because you got to get your micronutrients in. A lot of these guys right now, they're trying to push this ketogenic diet shit, and it's just a very complicated way of losing weight. All you have to do is watch your fat, increase your carbs. You're gonna have that strength you need to push through those powerlifting workouts or those long hypertrophy workouts, but it's all relative. But if you do lift heavier weights, more often than none, because you have to mix in both. You can't just go balls to the wall, 85 to 90% of your 1 rep max on certain lifts, like the compounds, like the bench press and the squat, the deadlift, and expect to be able to do that every single day of the week. Some days you're just gonna have to go in. I'll keep bumping the camera, fuck. Some days you're gonna have to go in and you're gonna have to lighten that shit up because your joints can only hold so much, your nervous system can only handle so much, and you're not gonna overtrain. Overtraining is some shit that you do. It's just a term people like to use. It's one of those things that kind of got its legs under it from the bodybuilding magazines, because what they're gonna do is push a supplement after. You overtrain, you're gonna need these supplements. To overtrain, you're gonna have to exert yourself. It's not only just how much you do in the gym, but it's all about recovery, because every night you're gonna recover a certain amount. But you do have to lessen the weight, the workload each day of the week, especially if you're saying, all right, I want, like me, I'm going on a bench press tirade. I'm going to try to increase my bench press ridiculously. So what I'm going to be doing is loads of reps of bench press, but I know how to do it in a way where it doesn't tax my body to the point where I'm just so fatigued. That fatigue isn't overtraining. Overtraining is when you just shut down. I've never experienced it myself, but I know what fatigue is. Fatigue is you're just tired because you're working a lot, but you can build up your endurance to fatigue. But overtraining is some shit where you just are dehydrated, malnourished, overworked, you're not getting enough rest, and that's what overtraining is. You're just fried to the point where you can't get out of bed, and you will know when you get to that point because you will feel like you're literally about to die. It's not the same as going in the gym and just throwing in some extra reps, some extra sets. That's just fatigue. And like I say, a lot of people like to push supplements behind it. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all a big fucking facade. Hey, right now there's some guys pushing the ketogenic diet, and then at the same time they're implementing a bunch of supplements. It's all about making the money. All right, for a lot of guys. Now, there's nothing wrong with building a business. I'm trying to build a business of what I'm doing, but at the same time, there's a bit of honesty you have to keep with the people. People want honest. People don't want to be lied to, because eventually they're going to see right through the bullshit. Some of them will, some of them won't. But like I said, the fitness industry is very, very shady. Very shady. But for me right now, like I said, I'm just lean bulking. I seen another video where a guy, I didn't watch the whole fucking video. Actually, I just looked at the thumbnail and the title, and I just automatically saw bullshit, and I didn't even waste my time watching the shit, because I know what they're gonna say. They're gonna say, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, all these fucking fluffy ass channel video titles that seems real controversial. And then what it all boils down to is they're trying to push their program, which is, it doesn't matter if Willy fucking Wonka walked up and gave you a fucking list of things to do in the gym. It's all the same thing. Lifting weights, doesn't matter who told you to do it. It's still you in the gym at the end of the day working out. Doesn't matter who the fuck told you. You could have Ronnie Coleman walk up to an 8-year-old kid and say, yo, go give this guy my training guide. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's coming from a kid or Ronnie Coleman, it doesn't change, doesn't make a difference. It's just at the end of the day, you're seeing a list of things to do. Now, if you didn't know where it came from Ronnie Coleman, you say, oh, this came from a little kid. Oh, this is, most people, oh, this is bullshit. It's not coming from a known figure. But if you actually have Ronnie Coleman walk up and say, hey, try this, man. Yeah, do this right here. Oh shit, it's Ronnie Coleman. It's gonna work. It's all just mental manipulation. Don't be manipulated, people. Like I said, it's about making money. This is a brand. We all do this to make money, but it's a level of honesty that separates people, And it all comes down to, who do you want to support when you're buying your programs? Because what a lot of people, this fitness industry, I know I'm kind of going off topic right now. The shit just flows. In this fitness industry, a lot of people don't want to extend that hand and bring in other people. They read other people. If you have a person who is pretty much selling you fluff and bullshit, how much time I got left? 10 minutes? Wow. Make this quick. A person that's selling you fluff and bullshit, they're not too eager to bring in too many people who aren't going to sell you fluff and bullshit. People like me who are just going to shoot you straight. When I get to the point where I have supplements and things like that, I'll let you know straight up. You don't fucking need that shit. It's not necessary. And you especially don't fucking substitute protein powders for whole meals. That's fucking idiotic. if you need extra protein, say if you had, I don't know, something like you went up and got nachos and you're like on a bulk. You say, I'm gonna get nachos, and you didn't have enough meat on your meal. You say, damn man, I wish I had a little more protein, but they didn't put enough on there. Okay, then you go get your protein powder and you get your extra protein in there. If you can find a protein powder that actually has protein in it. Because a lot of it's just a bunch of caulks and powders and cocoa and a bunch of bullshit anyway. It's all synthetics. You don't want to supplement your body with too many synthetics. But just saying, okay, my first meal of the day is a protein powder. No, that's not how it goes. Your first meal of the day needs to be some food. You need to get some fruit, some vegetables into your system. You need some meat. You need some carbohydrates in the form of bread. Like what I do is I get fruit. In the morning I eat bananas. I might get some peaches, plums, whatever's on sale. All right, because it all has the nutrients and it all has the vitamins A, B, C, and all that shit. But my big meals, you need your protein. I'll either get chicken, baked chicken, or I'll fry up some burgers. Use my George Foreman grill and get all of that fat out of there. You should see the amount of fat that comes out of those patties when you put it inside the George Foreman grill and you press down and you start to get all that fat out. All that fat that's sitting in that little tray, that shit will go inside of you. That's when you start to pack on the pounds. And your body is not going to use that fat for energy. That fat's just going to go right to the neck and wherever else you store your fat. Your body's going to use the carbohydrates that are coming pretty much from the bread that's going with it. You're getting more grams of fat when you're eating meals like that. So what you have to do is make sure your fat content is like, just drain the fat out of the meat. Make sure you're not getting in more fat than you are carbohydrates per day. Your body's going to run on carbohydrates. At the ketogenic diet, it's a whole thing where you're lowering your carbs, but you're increasing your body's going to be running off the fat. All you have to do is this. Like, I don't like the keto thing. I've seen some people talk about makes your hair fall out, all kind of crazy shit. Their nose start bleeding, all these fucking adverse effects from not getting your carbohydrates trying to run your body off of fat. For some people it works, for a lot of people it doesn't. Your body needs about, depends on the person, I would give a range of 50 to 75, 80 grams of fat per day. So if you go a few days where you keep your fat content under, let's say around 20 grams of fat, 25 grams of fat, you're not getting that fat. So your body's going to be burning that fat, but you're getting a good amount of carbohydrates in. All right? It's still all about calories in versus calories out. Lower the fat, increase the carbs. So your body's going to burn through that fat, and then you're going to use those carbs for energy. So now you're taking away from that fat. So the next day you go about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and you make sure your fat's way under the recommended recommended amount you should be eating. That fat, you're going to see the fat fall off. Because it's all about calories in versus calories out. You take away the calories from the source that's not beneficial. Your body shouldn't be running off of fat for energy. That's some shit like a bear hibernates for the winter. When you're not moving, you're not active, you're not getting in carbs, the bear eats a bunch of fat, stores the fat, and over the winter time, the body is surviving off the fat. We're human beings. We run on carbohydrates as our primary source. Now, if we're in a situation, we're in the winter, like just out somewhere where we don't have access to a lot of foods, we might have a lot of fatty foods, your body's going to be running primarily off of fat. But it's not meant to run off of fat, it's meant to run on carbs. That's why I said before, a lot of people get nosebleeds, their hair falls out, their vision gets blurry, they get really sick, a lot of adverse effects to ketogenic diets. So when you see people preaching it on here on YouTube, it's pretty much just a fad, man. Like I said, a lot of these guys are full of shit. They just do it because it's the new thing. What new idea can I come up with today to preach to the people to try to get some fucking money? It's all about, like I said, it's all about the honesty. But this video is getting 15 minutes long, and I'm going to end it. Wow, I'm looking fucking tired. Whew. That's what happens when you're up doing a lot of shit. Like I said, I filmed a fight video earlier. It's going to be pretty sick. I want to upload it sometime this week. I want to start getting out 2 fight videos per week. Just because eventually I'm going to branch off and do my own thing with its own entity on a different channel. But right now, everything's just going on here. This video here is going up today. So, yeah, give me some food in me. Like I said, on today, 2 servings of ground beef. I'm going to make a burger. Got some chips. I got everything set up on my Fitness Pal, so I know how much fat I'm getting in per day. And I just go accordingly. I like to eat what I like to eat. That means you have to substitute. You can't just go all out and go renegade, go balls to the wall and just have 100 grams of fat per day. That fat system is stored to your body. But I'm tired of getting in this video. Hope you guys like the physique update in the beginning. Yeah. Until next time. Get to the gym. Do work. Muscle up.
My adversaries cry like hoes, fully eradicate my foes. My lyrics explode on Carbs.